All right, I'm going to give you some feedback based on the screens I can see in your booklet. Um, as far as I know, I don't have the link to the high fidelity. I have the link to your low fidelity prototype. So if you want to share that with me in the future, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so let's talk about the icons right now. Um, I guess my first concern with this set is weight difference. For example, there's this is pretty light and this is pretty heavy. The reason this one's heavy is because of the number of lines that make up the icon, where this has very few lines or this has very few elements compared to that one. So we can unify this by one, keeping the stroke weight, see that's thicker, this is thinner, all consistent, and using less lines to define the washer dryer. So I think that's quite possible. And I'm not saying that any of these are poor choices related to the icon. I'm just saying we could tweak it a little to improve unity. The same goes is true here. Think about how minimal that one is compared to complex that one is. Okay. Now, one thing I do like that you do have going on here is related to Unity is color consistency. All your icons are black on a white background. It's very unified that way. I come to this next screen and bam, I get all these colors. Now, um, does color and heat, yeah, is that reflected? Is that an understood thing in our culture? Yes. Does it have to be there though? I don't think so. So I would probably make all these line icons in black outline like this, and I'd still use the sun. I'd still use the fire. I'd still use the snowflake, um, and then I would have this thing an interactive element, and I'd probably put the snowflake here and the sun right up here and line them, keep them the same size. And as people touch these, just have this thing automatically go up or down. So if you touch extra hot, it goes all the way up. Hot here, warm right where it is, cold, down. And seasonal temperature, just, I don't know, middle, I guess. I don't know. So that's what this one just comes across, the screen comes across as a little too colorful. I don't even know if I'd put these in color, and I don't know if I'd have this double line of blue around there. All right. Well, I'm trying to think when you have a secondary element, so you have these buttons, and then I'll call this the secondary element. How is it approached? In this case, it's colorful. This case, it's colorful with black, and then this one, it's black and white with an orange yellow. Same color here. So I'd almost be tempted to try to keep these consistently the same. Now, there's a good rationale for blue and red or blue and orange related to temperature. So, you know, explore that. This one, yeah, I can see. Well, I don't know if these colors are in your color scheme. Like, is that green there? Is that really part of your color palette? I don't think so. So, yeah, that's one thing I would consider. Again, maybe the colors are right here. And can you still communicate temperature through that? Yeah, you probably can. Is it a little weird? Yeah, but it's certainly unified. So try it out, experiment. The same with this. I don't know if we need all these colors. Um, and it is kind of weird that the turtle turns into a person and then it stops. So I don't know. Traditionally, icons related to speed were the turtle and the rabbit, right? Those are the. So part of me wants to make this one into a person with a cane, which is very wrong of me. Um, people would say I'm criticizing age and stuff like that. So okay, stick with the turtle, but it is kind of weird that it it turns into a person. But if you make this one a rabbit, what do you make these? I don't know. Is there an animal in between? So this is a tough one. Do you go straight person? You don't want to put a wheelchair for low. It really tick people off. Um, I don't know. Think about that. Think about changing this to a rabbit, and then like a pig and a dog. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. Okay, tough one. But look, you're using black and white again, and I would, if I could, make these into outlines. These people, if I'm gonna do people or whatever I'm gonna do. Okay, and then look at this. These are all outlines until you get to this one. It's like what? And yeah, you can make a sensor thing in black and white lines like that. Maybe gray lines. Um, I would put more of the stop pause stuff over here and move the visual element to this side because that's the way you did it here. That's the way you did it here. So you'd be setting up a pattern, and patterns make sense to people. So I'd move more controls over here and visual response to the right side. Okay, black and white. Black and white, gold, orange. Okay. This is an interesting color. Where does it come? Do we use this color ever? It's kind of a deep blue. Well, you got it there. Okay, if that dark blue is okay, let's talk very briefly about colors. Normally, when you establish a color palette, you don't want colors that look almost identical. And you got 3 colors here that look almost identical. I mean, if I covered up the names of these and then mixed them around, I don't think in a split second you could tell the difference between dark brown and black. Let's face it. It's pretty tough. So I'd make the dark brown more brown. I'd make the dark blue more blue. So they're at least more distinctly different. The same with these guys. I like them. I wish this was slightly darker, slightly more yellow, and like this one's almost a faded yellow. So there's more distinction between them. Because you can't really tell when you're using that color, the dark blue, and when you're using the black. And I do like this dark blue. I think it works really good with this gold. So I'd like to see it used more. So there's a suggestion. I think the icons should still be black and white, and they should be outlines because that's what you've done for the most part. So I would stick with that pattern. All right, there's some feedback for you. I hope you find it helpful, and I'll talk to you later.